Hello, you guys, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Talk About It Thursday here on the Journey Podcast, where I am your host, Kiera. I'm so excited to hang out with you guys. Yet another Thursday. Guys, I didn't even acknowledge the fact that it has been 6 months. 6 months is crazy. If y'all saw the icebreaker was like 6 minutes long. I actually was just playing around with the things that I bought. Um, as far as like my computer, my camera, my microphone, and I was just like, this is not the first time that I have gotten these things to start a podcast because I did get these same things in 2020 when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't do it. So I was just like, I'm gonna try. And so I just posted it. And I say all that to say that I'm so proud of myself. Guys, we are at 100. Last time I checked, it was 161 subscribers on YouTube. I am so excited. That might not sound like a lot, but imagine being in a room. My aunt says this. Like, imagine being in a room with 161 people and they care about what you have to say. Not that I get 161 views or anything. Some of the videos actually do have, like, a good bit of views, but I'm not even here for that. The fact that I'm gonna do a video. It's gonna be like a short of like frequently asked questions, and so that I can answer some of the questions that I've had in the 6 months, that have contributed to my growth, been a part of my thought process, and so forth and so on, as I've been doing the podcast. That way, those that are interested in doing their own podcast, maybe you can take some pointers from that. Because I had a good bit of people that just said, I've been wanting to do that. And so I encourage you all to do it. It is so fun to me. It's so therapeutic for me. This is my me time at home because I'm just sitting in my living room. I'm just sitting in my living room, at my desk, just not doing any like any work that I would usually be doing on my computer, but just doing me. I like that. Yeah, it's fun. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump on into this week's episode to talk about it Thursday. Because I'm excited about this one. So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first. Just a little recap. We talked about grieving the old versions of ourselves, and how hard that can be. Also struggling with the different types of depression and how the different types of depression show up in the rebranding process. Um, I wanted to add, because this was something that I do and I still do it out of habit now, but not just um sometimes my depression would show up as pulling up home and sitting in the car for hours, strolling, just avoiding reality, avoiding real life. I could have gotten so many things done in the house, but instead I was sitting outside in the car. Um, these days I don't. I do it. I'm intentional with my sitting in the car because I still do it, but I'm sitting in the car eating ice with the heat on, full blast, having a little heat storm in there. On my phone usually, um, getting some things done for my business, and so I guess being productive instead of just being unproductive and strolling on social media because I love Instagram. And so yeah, just being more intentional with my time. So yeah, I do still sit in the car, but it's not just to like waste time. It's I'm actually doing something, I'm actually getting something done, just brainstorming something, new ideas. My car has been the breeding ground for some amazing things. Some amazing ideas have been brainstormed in my heat storm or whatever kind of, whatever I'm doing. But yeah, I gotta stop eating ice too, y'all. I'm working on that. But Rome wasn't built in a day. So yeah, we talked about all those things, grieving and depression. And so I don't want to make it seem like the rebranding process is just so sad. Like I said, it can be a hard and rough process because it's like you're morphing. So it's like ugh. Like you're changing from one, it's like a snake shedding skin. That's a good one. um Getting out of that old skin into the new skin. The snake is still the same snake. Not calling anyone a snake, so don't. HR violation. um, but don't. But that's what it's the same. It's the same concept. So, um, here you are, and after you have, now buried that old version of yourself. You've come to terms with the fact that you are no longer that version of yourself. You are better. You said those affirmations. Like I was saying in a previous episode, I don't necessarily do daily affirmations, like different daily affirmations, but daily I'll do the same affirmation until I believe, I believe exactly what it is that I said. And so, because at the end of the day, it starts with you. What do you think about yourself? Everybody's going to give you their opinion of what they think about you and how they feel about you. But how do you feel about yourself? And what do you think about yourself? That's what's most important. Are you happy with who you are and who you're becoming? And so, you learn to become happy with yourself, and and it's natural that yes, that you have to say every day. It's just like, yeah, of course. What else would I be doing? Why else wouldn't I choose to continue on in this journey and becoming the better version of myself? Like, why not? Like, duh. And so now you're gracefully being who you are unapologetically. And now people are still saying, "Oh, you're mean." And now you can just in the saying you're mean, it's just like sometimes, and I was explaining this to someone yesterday. Sometimes I would get upset with myself for, once I realized all the things that I accepted and all the things that I didn't call out, the things I didn't acknowledge, the things I let slide or whatever. And without giving myself that grace, I didn't know any better. I didn't know that that was wrong. I didn't know that that was dysfunctional or whatever the case may be. I didn't know that that was toxic. And so here I was used to that being who I was. That, I mean, it was normal. And as you grow, you start to see things for what they are, see people for who they are, and it's just like, okay, okay, I get it. I can't be upset with myself for not knowing that that wasn't okay. And so, um, that takes me into saying that, in the previous season we talked about forgiveness, and sometimes the person that we need to forgive the most is ourselves. Forgive yourself for all the times that you beat yourself up about all the things, and it's okay. It's okay. You wouldn't be who you are now. You wouldn't be aware of, what needed to change, or the growth that needed to take place had you not been on the journey that you've been on, had you not been the version of yourself that you were. And so, with that being said, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing. Um, and at the end of the day, somebody, somebody, or some things contributed um, to that version of you and who you were in that season. And so, just it's time to walk in forgiveness, with yourself. And so, self forgiveness is so so important. Um, but to move forward, y'all, I got notes. I've been doing real good with the notes. Are y'all proud of me? Because I am proud. Just shake your head. I can see you. But, the biggest thing is you can go ahead and acknowledge the grief and acknowledge the depression. But we're not going to stay stuck anywhere because that's not what we do. We are not stuck individuals. We are growing individuals. And so, um, grieving the old version of yourself doesn't mean you want to go backwards. It just means like, man, it was easy to be that person and that's what I know. And so you just it's hard to start making new decisions when you've been making that same when you've been choosing the same thing for 5, 10 years, maybe choosing that same person for 5 or 10 years. Say you've been in a relationship and you're getting out of that relationship. Take that time to heal within yourself before jumping into something else, guys. Um, a part of your rebranding is solitude. I'm not saying that you being in a relationship cannot help grow you. But do make it your business to take that time for yourself because you understand what you've been through better than anybody else. And so you want to make sure that even if you do decide to get in a relationship, because there's no time limit on when you can get into another relationship. And I just don't like when people say that, like, oh, you need to wait okay, what if this new person is the reason why I've been enlightened? And sometimes that person is just for a season. That is okay. That's okay. Um, yeah. So while that unhealthy version of yourself felt safe, you have come into a new safe place. The new safe place is a peaceful place. Um, and people are gonna acknowledge and we're gonna take it just as that. That's an acknowledgement. Oh, you've changed. Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate you noticing. Yeah, you ain't the same no more. Yes, I am not dysfunctional. I used to be something dysfunctional, child. That was not cute. Like, what was going on? And so, that feeling lost, feeling disconnected, questioning every decision, being tired of explaining yourself, all of that goes away. This too shall pass. Ooh. That part is a not a everlasting thing. Um, you're gonna learn that everybody's not gonna be proud, and you're gonna feel lost because everything now is new, and that's okay because we like new things. I like new things. I don't know about anybody else, but I love new things. Um, and that loneliness is now gone because as you thrive in this new version of yourself, you're going to attract people that are in alignment with who you're becoming. And now, guys, everything is about alignment. Um, I'm at a point in my life where um, I'm not scared to lose anything. I'm not scared to lose anyone because I know that what God has for me is for me, and I'm trusting Him with this new version of me. I'm trusting Him with my direction. I'm trusting Him with the alignment. And so far, guys, He has been bringing all the things into place, all the people, all the friends, um, old friends, new friends, just everything, just bringing it all into um just a perfect just oh god, and I'm so grateful because I didn't see this for me. I was fine with what okay, no new friends. um no new connections. And so i have um I have made some really healthy connections that have not only contributed to my personal life but to my professional life as well. And so it's just like, wow. Like I was on this journey before I knew that I was on this journey. I was rebranding before I knew that I was rebranding. God was moving things around and shifting things around before I knew that that was what was happening. And so, um, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful, y'all. And I cannot explain enough how grateful I am because as I'm growing, I'm realizing how like I was hurt about a lot of things and a lot of people that I lost and a lot of versions. And sometimes some of the people that I lost, I would lose them for just a season and they would come back and it would just be better. Our relationships more intentional And it's just like, wow, I thought that there was that this like that was it with you. And so um I feel like um God, he's just been so good. I have to say it. And I think I say that all day, every day. I can't say that enough. I'm so grateful for all the things, because as I would say, like in the previous season, I was talking about how I was really bad with decision making, and I got to a point where I was so careful that I would just be like, decision. And just in the fear of making the wrong decision. But now my prayer daily is, God, thank you for aligning all my decisions with what your will is for my life. And you guys should write that down. Maybe say that if that's where you are, just let God know that it is your desire that His will be done in your life, and every decision concerning you is made with a sound mind and a sound heart, so that whatever the decision is can be in alignment with what God wants for you. So um, I am just like, I'm just going with the flow for real, y'all. And it feels so good. It feels so free. I don't feel like I don't feel worried. I'm not worried about anything. Um, And I would always say, like, if you're gonna worry, what's the use of praying if you're gonna worry? And so I've my prayer life has gotten stronger, and more intentional, and just I used to would have said, like, God, you know my heart, you can hear what's on my heart, you know what I need. And now my prayers have just been more intense and more meaningful and more yeah. My next goal, I just want to share with you guys, is for me to read my Bible more than I've been doing. And what's so funny? Like, I bought some pink Bibles because I like pink. It's so cute. Um I'm a purple girl too, but I haven't just like I like pink stuff. It's so cute. So I bought me a pink Bible because I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it because it's pink. That is so crazy, but um, but yeah. I was trying to see what time it is. I have my glasses on and I do need them. Um, but yeah, I'm so grateful for my right now. And I just want you guys to know that in the rebranding process, it's not all about grief and depression. Yes, that is a major part of the journey. For me, it was because I was just like I didn't know how to navigate. And so when I rebrand again, because I'm going to keep growing, and that's always the goal, I can do it more gracefully. So I can shed that old skin more gracefully as I level up, and as I continue to become the better version of myself. And I just want to just keep getting better. The older I get, the better I want to get. Fine, like, um, yeah. So I'm just like, I'm in a good space. I'm in a space where I'm not worried. Um, I'm not afraid. I'm more intentional. And so, y'all, I am excited about all the things to come. I hope that you are too. I'm excited about y'all's journey too. And I love nothing more than when you guys share with me bits and pieces of your journey. You don't have to tell me the entire journey, and it's so totally fine. But I do love when you share, and we're kind of on the same, you know where it's the other people. You're not alone. Somebody else is experiencing the same thing. And which next season we are going to get back into having guests where we can just kind of we can get on, just talk to people about their journey, where they are in different journeys. Like I said, guys, like I said last season, I would just stress this a lot. um we don't have to be on the same journey. Just you're just sharing your journey because someone needs that. Somebody needs to hear what it is that what it is that you're going through, what you've been through. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be about your career or and I'm excited about that. I am so excited. I'm trying to build up a roster um prior to the season starting so that I can just kind of have all the guests. So guys, if you want to be a guest and you are serious about being a guest, let me know in this season so that next season you are on the list and you are just ready to go. So I'm excited about sharing with you guys. I'm excited about all the new things. And so, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap today's episode up. Kind of short, but I hope that I think it was something else that I wanted to say. Let me see. Guys that are listening to the audio, I am checking my notes to make sure that I am not leaving anything out. Ooh, I forgot to say this. So the quiet shift that nobody talks about, so the part where where you're finished with like grieving and you're not depressed anymore, you just realize one day that you're at peace and you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're not shrinking yourself to be understood. You're not apologizing for growth. The pain doesn't disappear overnight, but it softens, and so it doesn't hurt anymore to be like rebranding. And I also wanted to share this little story. I was gonna wrap it up, but let me share this little story. Um, I was talking to somebody because I was so used to just kind of like going with the flow, especially like at work, just kind of going with the flow and not saying how I felt. And at this moment, I realized that the question, "How do you guys feel about that?" or "What do you think?" was just like a rhetorical question that was unspokenly rhetorical because they would ask that, but not really wanting to know how you felt about it because they wanted what they said to be the end all. And, I felt like I would just say, okay, yeah, that's good. Or they were like, you understand? And I would just say, yeah, even if I didn't understand, even if it didn't make sense. And I would go on ranting about, to someone else that it didn't matter to why that didn't make sense and it sounded stupid instead of telling that person that asked me, does that make sense? Telling them, no, that doesn't make sense to me, and I would like for you to um make it make sense to me if you can, because it didn't sound, and so I was just used to going with the flow just for the sake of time, just for the sake of peace, and just for the sake of just trying to go on with my day. And so I realized that I couldn't go on with my day with that whatever it was that they left me with not making sense to me because I would still keep on carrying on about it. So it was just like, so I made it my business to start saying how I feel and what I think and sharing my feelings and thoughts with those that it mattered to, those that it should have mattered to. And I realized that a lot of people are not ready for what it is that they're asking for from you. And so when you um when you say, hey, that doesn't make sense, a lot of people look at it in a form of you trying to challenge them and you being confrontational when really you just want to get an understanding because they asked you if you understood. And so this new version of myself has is sometimes I just kind of want to like, oh, I can just go back to just not saying, but no. I feel like it's gonna as it's early in my journey where I'm learning to express my thoughts and feelings. I'm learning to um I'm learning to not confrontationally defend myself. And so when I say that, not arguing with people that feel the need to argue and just saying, you know what? I'm doing and reassuring myself, all I'm doing is telling you how what you said made me feel or what you said made me think. Excuse me. And I have no desire I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm just trying to get an understanding and I'm learning to gracefully um explain myself without becoming frustrated about the fact that I'm having to explain myself. Because I did not like explain myself. Like, don't ask me no question. I said what I said because I said it. And so now I'm learning, um, to share my thoughts and feelings with others because they matter. And it doesn't matter what environment you're in, whether it's personal, professional, whatever the case may be, you should be able to, I'm not saying pick at every single thing, but if you don't understand, don't say you understand and then feel some type of way about what you were left with when you too chose to be left with that, you know? And so, yeah, I like that. I love you guys. I hope that you guys are having the most amazing week. I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday, of course, because y'all are so amazing and I love y'all so much. If you feel the need to give me feedback, please do so. I love it. I love talking to you guys on social media. I love when y'all text the hotline. The hotline's number is 770-802-1200. Um, Text me. Um, or yeah, and please let's keep it about the podcast on the hotline. If you do text about anything else, what you doing, or I, I'm not gonna text you back. Let's just talk like, hey, like just, uh, let's. Y'all, you just would be surprised. Some people are just bold, and so that's the hotline, guys. Um, if you have my personal number, that is fine too. You are more than welcome to. I like chopping it up with my friends about you know, how they felt about each episode. Not every episode, but just tell me something good. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I have some things to do today, and so whatever time you are listening to it, I appreciate you tuning in. Share with a friend, share the channel with a friend. Guys, we're at 160 something subscribers. Let's keep growing. Let's keep sharing our journeys with one another. I love you guys, and yeah, have the best day. Bye.